Mr. Peguera, she lent you her car in January?
Yeah.
What type of car was that? Was that the Mercedes?
Mercedes. That was to take her to the airport.
Okay. All right. So, and
And
when she left for her flight, for her Jamaica trip, who had the car?
I had it.
You kept the car?
Yeah.
Well, she's not charging you for that.
She needed a favor of me taking her and picking her up.
So you think that she loaned, well, she's doing you a favor. She could have hired an Uber, right? Uber's cheaper than giving you her Mercedes. And you loaned her car on 3 weekends. How many days in those weekends?
Let me clarify. One time I was go to Atlantic City. That was just because I didn't want to get an oil change. I didn't know I was being charged. The other 2 times, he was with me going out. He just wanted me to drive. So it's like, I still didn't know.
That's pretty weak, Mr. Peguera.
No.
No,
I don't think so.
You weren't with me in
So you acknowledge that you never told her that this is in lieu of the money, or this is to satisfy some of the debt I owe you.
Yeah.
And you know that you've had a prior relationship with her where she loaned you her car.
Yes.
So is there any reason that you can think of that she would know that this is in satisfaction?
She don't use her car as part of her business. The car is positioned to be rented. It's just sitting there and she's going to take it for 3 days. It's not because she's going to the mall for a few hours. She's just taking a trip with the car. So.
But is it true that you were using the car with her one day or 2 days?
One night we went out. And
so it is true.
She left with the car, picked me up in my own car and left with the car.
May I say something, Your Honor? When I lent him the car for Jamaica, he was supposed to be bringing the car back to my parking lot. My daughter was like, oh, Mom, Jay didn't bring the parking car back. I didn't say nothing to him or say you owe me money because you didn't return the car. I just was grateful that I had a ride to and from the airport. And I believe, like, I have a tattoo on my arm. It says the circle is round, it has no end. So I believe, like, if you help people, like, whatever you put out in this world will come back to you. Maybe I'm naive.
And with 25% for 6 months.
Maybe I tried. And now I will have the money saving it from myself so I would be able to save it for school for my daughter. So it's not necessarily an investment. This shouldn't be a big deal. I will get the money back before she went to school and no big problem.
I'm going to open it up.
She says, you must have forgot. You asked me to change the light bulb in your headlight to hold on to a car till I do that.
Well,
that's why I had the car. That's why I didn't get it back. I wasn't able to take the car apart.
He didn't. He didn't change the headlight. He didn't.
I tried. That's why I didn't bring it back right away.
He didn't change it. He
didn't just keep it without permission.
No, but that would have been,
because that was what I was going to ask you. Like, that's kind of outrageous. But no, but you understood.
I did. Now that he's saying that, I did ask him. But when I got the car back, the headlight wasn't changed, and he still kept it the whole weekend. And I didn't charge him.
You told me to.
I'm good.
Okay. Right.
I'm good.
Okay, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both. Yeah.
I find it very odd that the plaintiff has to give her money away in order to not spend it.
I mean, that's the funniest part of this case.
Very weird. But no, this was clearly a loan. It wasn't an investment.
No.
The $1,000 interest, however.
Usurious.
Yeah. So she's entitled to the $4,000.
Yeah.
Look,
now,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think when she used the word investment, she meant more like safekeeping, right? If I had really thought she thought that this was an investment, depending on a business venture, different story. I think she just used the word investment incorrectly.
And if you see the response to the one text, granted it came 4 months after the loan, but if you see the response, he acknowledges that it was a loan. He's saying the thing with the Porsche, but he clearly didn't establish that. No. I mean, they had loaned each other cars in the past. They had that type of relationship. He never brought it up at the time, so, and he knows.
Now, if he was making money off the Porsche, we might have a longer discussion about this, right? Yeah. But it wasn't like he was trying to rent it out and he allowed the plaintiff to use the car, and so he cut himself out of some money. He wasn't loaning the car out.
Right, but I do think for that reason, we shouldn't try to craft a better interest provision. I don't think we should say, okay, you get some interest. I think because of your point, if he really was renting it out and gaining a lot of money, maybe the $1,000 would have been appropriate. I think she just gets the $4,000 back.
We're unanimous.
$4,000 in favor of
the plaintiff. All right.
All right.